Welcome you lovely people. Not only have I got a great video for you today, it's a special video. As you can see, I am wearing the Tall Golfer merch. This is our first exploration. As you can see, I'll give you a little twirl. We'll go the other way, come on down. Okay? But today, not only are we doing that, we have got an absolute epic club review. It is not one to be missed. As you know, TaylorMade recently launched the Qi10. We've only gone and got hold of some for you to review. I've got one of each version. I'm going to review them, let you know which one I think is the best. Retail on these at the minute is $4.99, so I will be telling you, is it worth it? Is it not? Also, does it improve on the Stealth 2? As you know from my previous video, one of my first ones, we weren't impressed with the Stealth 2. Does this redeem the TaylorMade brand? Yeah. I've got the Qi10, I've got the Qi10 LS, and I've got the Qi10 Max. But I'm going to start the review with the head cover. I quite like the head cover, quite simple. I like the white with the blue. I think maybe they've had the black and the red for so long. I like it, quite simple, quite a nice design. Feels a bit felty inside, but I feel on the whole, I think that's just a good standard head cover. Doesn't need to be flash, doesn't need to be fancy. At the end of the day, you don't hit it with a head cover, it's just to look after it. I think that does the job quite nicely. And like I say, I do just like that, just Qi10, nice and simple. I'm starting with just the standard Qi10 driver. I've got a stiff shaft in it, but I'm going to start with the head. Head, like I say, it looks quite simplistic. It looks nice to me. I'm quite a big advocate of it. The grip, standard TaylorMade grip these days. I quite like that. I think it's a nice grip. Feels a little tacky, it's a little thicker than normal. Big advocate of that. Let's take it in though for a closer look. So the head. Like I say, I quite like that. I like the lines with the TaylorMade logo. I like the Qi10. I like that it's adjustable shaft. I think that's a given now. There is a little weight pullet there. There's also one at the back there. I quite like that. I think it's very simplistic. Just stand up and hit it. The actual face looks quite nice to me. Like you say, it's got rid of the red that we've had for a while. Tint of blue in there with a white. I like the carbon bit. I think it sits quite nice. I'm really happy. I'm excited now to hit this. The grip, as I mentioned, just your standard TaylorMade. Again, it's a bit thicker than normal, a bit tackier. I don't have a problem with that. I quite like it. Just putting the club behind the ball. It sits really nice, I must admit. Maybe a little too shiny for me. I think that could be my only gripe at the moment, is it's a very shiny head. I'm not used to that. But it sits really nice. It sits nice and square. Let's give it a hit. I feel really scared hitting it. I don't know. I don't know. It sits really nice. I must admit, I'm really. Oh, what a toy.
Must admit, it sits lovely.
So I've hit a few shots now. Club sit's absolutely lovely behind the ball. I really like that. See now. That felt really solid. It's gone out to the right, but 283 yards. Take that. On the whole, I'm quite happy with that driver. It sits lovely behind the ball. My good shots are up in the high 280s, 290s. My bad shots have been around 240. So on the whole, I'm not disappointed with this. To keep this further, I'm going to put the same shaft in the other drivers and let's review them, and then I'll give you my conclusion. I'm now going to review the Qi10 LS. I've put the same shaft in so that the test is fair. Again, I set my drivers on standard, so I'm going to set all these on standard. Let's take a closer look at the head, because this one is slightly different. So, as you can see with this head, we've still got the TaylorMade stripe, we've got the Qi10, we've got the LS in a nice yellow. I like that. We've got adjustable weight port, where I can move it towards a fade or a draw. We've got the adjustable hosel, and we've got the weight at the back. Again, I think it looks quite simple. Obviously a little different to the last one, because you can now adjust this one a little bit. But I don't think there's anything too wrong with that. Quite a thumbs up from me, that. I don't dislike the face. Again, pretty same to the other one. I think all the faces will be the same. I quite like the blue. I don't know if I quite like that carbon. I'm still undecided on that. But again, the face looks quite simple. And obviously I've got the same grip. Now, when I put this one behind the ball, the head isn't as big. It looks a little more pear-shaped. It looks like there's a bit more workability in this one. It doesn't look like a cannon like the last one did. But I do feel like I can stand up and just swing this. It does sit really nice. Now, I have cleared TrackMan, so it gives us a fair reading. There's no skewed data. What I will say about this driver, I've hit one, it's gone 294 yards, but when I've not quite hit one, I've not necessarily lost distance, but I have lost accuracy quite a lot. So I don't think it's quite as forgiving as the previous. That felt really solid. Not really gained massive distance, but as you can see, it's a much straighter shot. I've hit quite a few shots there with the Qi10 LS. I seem to be around the 270 mark, even my miss hits are going okay. The big thing though for me, the dispersion. It seems like when I don't quite catch it, I'm in the trees, I'm really wide on TrackMan, which is quite interesting. I didn't find that with the previous one. Let's give the Max a try now. I'm now going to try the Qi10 Max. The head looks very similar to the first one, just it's got the Max on, there's no adjustability. I've put the same shaft to keep the test fair. I'll clear TrackMan, so we only have data for this driver. Let's get hitting. So before we hit, let's just look at the heads. As I say, very similar to the first driver, Qi10 Max. It is 12 degrees, I have cranked it down to 10, just so it gives us a bit of consistency. The head though, very simplistic, quite simple. The face, exactly the same as all the others, as is the grip. So there's nothing really revolutionary between them regarding the face. Wow. This one definitely a much bigger head like the first one. Again, still sits really nice behind the ball. Really like that. I'm really impressed. Feels really nice. It does feel like I've got a cannon here and I can just let rip. That is a big plus for me, I think, with the driver. So, I've hit quite a few shots now with the Qi10 Max. It feels a lot more forgiving than the other two, but I don't seem to be getting the distance. I'm not feeling it. I'm going to hit a couple more. Let's just see. That felt solid. Although it's gone out to the right, I've not got the distance I had with the previous ones. Qi10 Max, bit disappointed with, really. Very forgiving. Must admit, I weren't seeming to be out in the trees much, but I had no distance, which for me were a bit disappointing because I felt I hit quite a few solid shots there. So, need to have a think of that one. For £499, which driver would I recommend? I would not recommend the Max. I was really, really disappointed in the Max. Didn't have distance. It had forgiveness, but I was really disappointed with the distance. I absolutely buttoned one and only got 280. For me, really, really disappointing. I would not be recommending that one. The Qi10 LS was lovely. It sat nice. I think this is more of a player's club. I think with the right shaft, I could see this going in my bag. However, for the most players, if you're not swinging it well, I think you're going to find yourself wider than what you used to. So I maybe wouldn't recommend the LS for anybody above, say, an 8-9 handicap. I think you're asking for trouble. For me, the revelation of the test was just the Qi10. I thought it was really nice. It looks big head, sat nice behind the ball. My miss hits weren't disastrous. It was very forgiving. Like I said, I was getting up towards the 290s when I caught one. It was a really nice driver. Now, 499, as I say, it's definitely better than the Stealth, and the Stealth was over £500. I think if you're looking for a new driver this year, I would definitely consider the TaylorMade, just the Qi10. Ignore the others. Qi10 is one to maybe look at. However, it's what you're looking at. Hope you've enjoyed this episode as much as I have. Obviously, we've got the merch, we've got new products. Hope you've enjoyed it. Make sure you hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you stay tuned because we've got some more latest equipment coming very soon. Thank you for watching.